Hello everyone, in this video I will discuss 30 objective questions on Lord Alfred Tennyson for all competitive examinations point of view. Lord Alfred Tennyson was born on 6th August 1809 and died on 6th October 1892. Now let's read some of the facts about him. He was Poet Laureate of England during much of Queen Victoria's reign between 1850 and 1892. He was made Poet Laureate of England after William Wordsworth. When he was in college in 1829, he was awarded Chancellor Gold Medal at Cambridge. He has studied from Cambridge for one of his poems, Timbuktu. He published first solo collection of poems chiefly lyrical in 1830. Here the important list of his important works. First is Break, Break, Break. Second is Charge of the Light Brigade, Tears, Ideal Tears, Crossing at Bar, Ulysses, In Memoriam, AHH, Idalos of the King, Ulysses, Tithonus, The Lotus Eaters. Now let's go through 30 objective questions of his works. Question number 1 is, which historical age did Tennyson belong to? So he belonged to Victorian age. Tennyson belonged to Victorian age. The duration of Victorian age is between 1837 and 1901. 1837 is the year when Queen Victoria came to reign. Next question is, Tennyson was appointed the Poet Laureate of England after who? He was appointed Poet Laureate after William Wordsworth. In Memoriam, Tennyson mourns the death of. So he mourns the death of Arthur Henry Hallam. Let's know some facts about this work. This is very important work. In Memoriam, the full title is In Memoriam AHH. It means in memory of Arthur Henry Hallam. I'm only writing initials. In Memoriam AHH. This work was published in 1850. This work is an elegy. We are talking about this in a memoriam. In elegy, it took him 17 years to complete this work because he kept on. It took him 17 years to complete this work. He kept on writing this work between 1833, the year when Arthur Henry Hallam died. Arthur Henry Hallam died, till 1850. He wrote it for 17 years. Arthur Henry Hallam was his college mate, his best friend, and he was also engaged with Tennyson's sister, whose name is Cecilia Tennyson. So it was a great shock for him when he died of cerebral hemorrhage at the age of 22. So he wrote this poem taking 17 years. This poem is written in 133 cantos. These all are important questions. Any of this question may be asked. In Memoriam is dedicated to Arthur Henry Hallam. It was published 1850. It took him 17 years to write this poem and he wrote it between 1833 to 50. This poem consists of 133 cantos. These 133 cantos are divided into 3 parts. First is the prologue. Prologue is the introduction of any work. Second is the poem. And third is the epilogue. Now next important question is, the epilogue ends with a epithalamion. This epilogue, let me wipe it so I can write once again. This epilogue, the epilogue of In Memoriam ends with epithalamion. Epithalamion matlab marriage song. The epilogue ends with, I'm not writing it in, initial is not capital, epithalamion. Literally, epithalamion is a song for marriage. If we keep the initial capital, then Epithalamion is a poem written by Epithalamion and Prothalamion are written by Edmund Spenser. But if we write the initial small, so Epithalamion is a poem written, is a marriage song, nuptial poem. So this poem, though it is an elegy, in memoriam is an elegy written in 133 cantos, but the Epithalamion ends with the in memoriam ends with epithalamion, and there is a marriage song at the last. There is a last of the poem. There is a marriage song where his sister, who was earlier engaged with Arthur Henry Hallam, finally gets married with an academic whose name was Edmund Law Lushington in 1842. So it ends with an epithalamion that celebrates the marriage of Tennyson's sister, whose name was Cecilia, Cecilia, Cecilia Tennyson in 1842 with an academic whose name was Edmund Law Lushington. Now let's come to the structure of this poem. This poem, in memoriam, is written in iambic tetrameter. Iambic tetrameter with the rhyme scheme A, B, B, A. So if there are stanzas, quatrain in iambic tetrameter, we call it memoriam stanza. Memoriam stanza. So who originated memoriam stanza? Memoriam stanza was originated by Tennyson. Where did he use it? He used it in memoriam. What is memoriam stanza? In memoriam stanza, there is a quatrain with the rhyme scheme ABBA written in iambic tetrameter. So in memoriam is written in memoriam stanza. Next point to remember is it took Tennyson 13 years to complete this poem. He started this poem from 1833 and wrote till 1850 and published in 1850, and it consists of 133 cantos. It is an elegy written on the death of his college friend Arthur Henry Hallam, who was also engaged with his sister Cecilia Tennyson. But this poem is divided into three parts: prologue, poem and epilogue. Epilogue ends with an epithalamion marriage song of Tennyson's sister Cecilia with an academic Edmund Law Lushington in 1842. Now let's come to next question, question number 4. How many years, we have already done this question, how many years did Tennyson take in completing memoriam? So he took 17 years. Next question is Tennyson's Queen Mary is. Tennyson का जो work है Queen Mary, ये क्या है? This is a drama. Next question is what is Tennyson's Maud? Tennyson का जो work है Maud, ये क्या है? So Tennyson's work Maud is a monodrama. It was published in 1855. It was first published collection after Tennyson became the poet laureate. इनके poet laureate बनने के बाद ये पहला collection था, और ये जो है work inspire है from a lady whose name was Charlotte Rosa Baring. Inspired by Charlotte Rosa Baring. Published in 1855, and it is a monodrama. Now let's come to question number 7. Question number 7 is A Cup is a drama. The Cup is a drama written by Tennyson. what kind of drama it is. So it is a tragedy. There are other plays written by Tennyson, and you should know the name so that you don't get confused with what are the dramas written by Tennyson's. So there are 7 dramas that you should remember. Number 1 is Queen Mary. The 7 of his drama that you should remember are Queen Mary, a drama. Second is Harold, a drama. Third is Becket. Fourth is The Cup, a tragedy. Fifth is The Falcon. Sixth is The Promise of May. And seventh is The Foresters, Robin Hood and Maid Marian. So these are 7 of Tennyson's drama that you should remember. So now let's come to question number 8. And may there be no morning of the bar when I put out to sea. This line occurs in which work? This line occurs in Crossing the Bar. Crossing the Bar is a work that he wrote 3 years before his death, and this work was published in 1889. It is written in 4 quatrain of AB, and here in this work, this question is usually asked, so keep this in your mind. The sandbar in this work, sandbar describes the barrier between life and death. It is a metaphor. In this work, sandbar is a metaphor of barrier between life and death. Now let's come to next question. Question number 9. The theme of Tennyson's Idylls of the King is the story of King Arthur and his round table. Now let's do some point on this Idylls of King. This work was written between 1859 and 1885. This Idylls of King is written in blank verse. It is written in blank verse. It consists of 12 interconnecting narrative poems. The source of this story is Thomas Malory's Les Mortes d'Arthur. So this work is a retelling of Sir Thomas Malory's Morte d'Arthur. There are 12 stories. The things to remember are blank verse, 12 narrative poems, retelling of Sir Thomas Malory's Morte d'Arthur, written between 1859 and 1885. And the theme is the story of King Arthur and his round table. Now let's come to question number 10. Question number 10 is which of the poem of Tennyson won him Chancellor Gold Medal? So this is Timbuktu. Question number 11 is let knowledge grow from more to more. Let the knowledge grow, but more of the reverence, respect in us dwell. That mind and soul, हमारे में knowledge grow हो लेकिन reverence भी रहे. That mind and soul according well may make one music as before. ताकि हमारे में knowledge और reverence का balance होना चाहिए. तो knowledge और reverence का मतलब क्या हो गया? फेथ हो गया. तो यहाँ पर क्या चाहिए? तो ये जो लाइन है मेमोरियम की, ये लाइन क्या इम्प्लाई करती है कि एक कॉम्प्रोमाइज होना चाहिए, एक बैलेंस होना चाहिए बिटवीन नॉलेज एंड faith. So now let's come to question number 12. Question number 12 is, when Tennyson died, a copy of Shakespeare's play was found lying under his bed. जब शेक्सपियर मरे तो टेनिसन जब मरे तो शेक्सपियर का एक प्ले का कॉपी उनके बेड के नीचे था. वो कौन सी थी कॉपी? दैट वाज सिम्बलाइन. Next is Queen Guinevere is a character in one of the following poem. So Queen Guinevere is the character in The Passing of Arthur. Next question is, Queen Guinevere falls in love with one of the following knights. Who is of the following? इसमें से कौन है with whom Queen Guinevere falls in love? So he is Lancelot. Now let's come to question number 15. Tennyson idealizes married life in which of his work? So he idealizes married life in The Miller's Daughter. Next question is, that God, वो God, which ever lives and loves, that always lives and loves, one God, one law, one element, and one far off divine event, to which whole creation moves. The whole creation moves around God that has one law, one element, and one divine इवेंट. तो कौन सा शेक्सपियर का पोएम है जो टेनिसन का पोएम है जो इस लाइन के साथ एंड होता है? सो द आंसर इज इन मेमोरियम. नाउ लेट्स कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 17. Dear is the memory of our wedded lives. He says, dear is the memory of our wedded lives, and dear is the last embraces of our wives, and their warm tears, but all hath suffered change. कि dear है, it's a very dear thing, a beautiful thing, relishing thing of the memory of our wedded lives and the embrace that our wives gave us, and their tears when we departed, but it all has changed. So this is the line from which of the work? Lotus Eaters. This line is from the Lotus Eaters, his poem Lotus Eaters. Next question is, Tennyson has written a poem on the tomb of Mughal emperor. On whose tomb he has written? So he has written on the tomb of Akbar. Next question is, Tennyson has written a poem in one of the city of India. Which is the city? It's Lucknow. The only knight on the round table who remains alive after the passing of the ऑर्थर के डेथ के बाद भी जो नाइट अलाइव है वो है बेडिवर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, टेनिसन्स जनरली पोर्ट्रेड वुमेन एज. सो दे जनरली पोर्ट्रेड वुमेन एज जेंटल एंड रिफाइंड. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, टेनिसन्स एनॉक गार्डन इज. टेनिसन का जो वर्क है एनॉक गार्डन, ये क्या है? तो दिस इज अ नरेटिव पोएम. दिस इज अ नरेटिव पोएम रिटन इन 1864. इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द स्टोरी बाय थॉमस वुलनर, और इसका जो सेंट्रल कैरेक्टर है वो है एक फिशरमैन जो बाद में मर्चेंट बन जाता है. सेंट्रल कैरेक्टर इज इनॉक गार्डन itself. Now let's come to question number 23. For men may come and men may go. For men may come and men may go, but I go on for forever. लोग आते हैं, लोग जाते हैं, मैं हमेशा आगे बढ़ती रहती हूँ. तो ये पोएम जो है द ब्रूक से ली गई. ब्रूक मतलब होता है छोटी नदी. एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट सेलिब्रेटेड पोएम ऑफ टेनिसन. और he wrote this is a ballad, and he wrote this poem 6 years before his death. And in this poem the speaker is Brooke. The speaker is Brooke. Next is King Cophetua is a character in, so King Cophetua is a character in The Beggar's Maid. Now let's come to question number 25. Question number 25 is, there she weaves by day and नाइट अ मैजिक वेब. वहाँ पर वो दिन रात एक मैजिक वेब बुनती रहती है ऑफ कलर्स, गे हैप्पी कलर्स. सी हैज़ हर्ड अ विस्पर से अ कर्स इज ऑन हर इफ सी स्टे. अगर वो रुक जाएगी, मैजिक वेब बनाना छोड़ देगी, तो उसके ऊपर कर्स आएगा. ये लाइन जो है किससे है? ये लाइन है द लेडी ऑफ शैलॉट. 1842 में ये पोएम लिखी है. ये पोएम जो है एक लिरिकल बैलड है It is a lyrical ballad. This is about a lady of Shalott who is cursed that she cannot see anything with her eyes, कि वो कुछ भी अपनी आंखों से नहीं देख सकती है और उसको मैजिक वेब जो है अपना बुनते रहना और सब कुछ वो मिरर के थ्रू देखती है. तो वंस लैंसलॉट, इसमें कैरेक्टर इज लैंसलॉट, तो लैंसलॉट नाइट लैंसलॉट passes through her and she forgets everything to look at Lancelot, and the mirror breaks, and next day she puts herself on a barge and she goes. So such kind of a story is there in the Lady of Shalott, written in 1842. Now let's come to next question. Question number 26. Cannon to the right of them, cannon means top, cannon to the right of them, cannon to the left of them, cannon in front of them, volleyed and thundered. ये किस वर्क से लिया गया है? तो ये लिया गया है चार्ज ऑफ द लाइट ब्रिगेड से. चार्ज ऑफ द लाइट ब्रिगेड इज अ नरेटिव पोएम written in 1854. Charge of the Light Brigade is a narrative poem. I'm only writing the initial narrative poem. और यहाँ पे चार्ज ऑफ द लाइट ब्रिगेड जो है, ये चार्ज जो अटैक करते हैं वो है एट द बैटल ऑफ बैलाक्लोवा ड्यूरिंग क्रीमियन वॉर. सो इसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है ये हमेशा पूछते हैं, तो इट्स अ क्रीमियन वॉर. So remember, what is the background of the Charge of the Light Brigade? Crimean War. It is a narrative poem. It is written in 1854. Now let's come to next question. Question number 27. We have but faith. We believe on God. We have but faith. We cannot know, for knowledge is of things we see. Because we have limited knowledge, yet we trust it comes from thee. Still we trust that all knowledge and everything comes from the God, from thee. Here thee is God. A beam of darkness, let it grow. तो ये पोएम जो है कोट किस पोएम से लिया गया है? तो दिस इज फ्रॉम इन मेमोरियम. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हाउ मैनी पार्ट्स इन देयर इन मॉड अ मेलोड्रामा. मॉड अ मेलोड्रामा में कितने पार्ट हैं? तो मॉड अ मेलोड्रामा में 3 पार्ट हैं. Now let's come to next question. The old order changed. पुराने ऑर्डर जो है चेंज होते हैं, पुरानी चीज़ें चेंज होती है, yielding place to new, ताकि नई चीज़ें आ सके. God fulfills himself in many ways. God जो है, we cannot judge the ways of the God because God fulfills the need and the demand and does the justice in many ways. Lest one good custom should corrupt the world. So ये लाइन जो है, which of the poem these lines are quoted? So these lines are quoted from the passing of earth. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है मैन फॉर द फील्ड. मैन जो है वो फील्ड के लिए है, मैन को फील्ड में काम करना चाहिए. विमेन फॉर द हर्थ, विमेन चूल्हे के लिए है, हाउस होल्ड वर्क के लिए है. मैन फॉर द स्वॉर्ड एंड फॉर द नीडल सी, वो नीडल्स के लिए है, मतलब वो घर का काम करनी चाहिए. मैन विद द हेड, मैन के पास दिमाग होना चाहिए. वुमेन विद द हार्ट. मैन टू कमांड, मैन कमांड करते हैं, वुमेन ओबे करती है. ये किस लाइन से ली गई? ये प्रिंसेस है. नाउ रीडिंग दिस लाइन, डोंट थिंक दैट ही वॉज मिसोजेनिस्ट. ही रॉट दिस पोएम टू अपहोल्ड द वुमेन्स एजुकेशन. इस पोएम में द सेंट्रल कैरेक्टर इज प्रिंसेस एडा. Princess Ada. She opens a all-women university. This work is also a narrative poem. So these are 30 questions on Lord Alfred Lord Tennyson, the 6th Baron. Keep reading, keep revising. Thank you.